Hey friends! I know it has been such a long time since I've uploaded a video. I am so sorry. I promise I never intentionally just fall off the face of the earth. Life happens, and the next thing I know, it's been several months since I've uploaded on here. But around this time of year, I always get extra inspired with all the cozy decorating that this season, upcoming season, I guess, brings. I had a little extra time, so I decided I would film a video for you all and share how I've decorated our house for fall this year. More than anything, in sharing these videos, I hope that it brings inspiration and creativity and gives you some ideas to decorate your house in unique ways. There's just something extra cozy about a collected home. I love going treasure hunting, and what that means is shopping at thrift stores, yard sales, barn sales, anywhere where a bargain may be found that has been well loved for generations. That's what I love more than anything. So a lot of what you'll see in my videos are things that I've collected over the years. I do sprinkle in a few newer things here and there, so I'll be sure to share with you a couple of the new things that I've found, mostly on Amazon. I do love Amazon delivered to my front door like everybody else, but I hope that you just get some ideas and ways to cozy up your home for this upcoming fall season. So, welcome back to our house. We'll start here in the front entry like we usually do. I'm going to try not to blab the whole time, just because I want this to be a relaxing video for you to enjoy. And like I said, a lot of this is thrifted and just different things I've collected here, there, and everywhere. But hopefully you will get ideas of things you can keep your eye out for when you're out treasure hunting. And I will point out the new things that I did order. Okay, so this rug here in the entryway is something new that I just ordered from Amazon recently. There are a few little things I need to point out about it because mine's a little different than what you'll order. Like that little stain I just pointed out, my niece actually spit up on it the day that I put it out here, which is totally fine. That just makes it ours, and I have 2 kids myself, so those things don't bother me, but I wanted to make you aware if you order it. It's not like a discoloration with the manufacturer or anything. And just a couple other things I need to point out in case you decide to order it. This trim here on the edge does not come with the rug. I ordered it separately and just hot glued it on the back to add an extra little detail. And then you can see the black dots here on the rug. Those were originally a bright teal blue color. It didn't really match our house, so I went over top of those with a black Sharpie and colored them in to make them more neutral to fit our home better. So just keep that in mind. If you do order this rug, it's not going to come with the orange stain, the black dots, or the fringe trim, but I can put the link to the rug and the trim in the description in case you want to do the same thing. Over here on our little entry table, I kept it pretty simple for fall. The only things I added were some velvet ribbon, which you'll see a lot of in the house, and then these metallic eucalyptus stems and a little pumpkin that I tied this cute little frame to. I just thought it added a nice, unique detail. As for this little frame, I want to point out that I got that at Goodwill for 99 cents, and the artwork inside came from a book that I thrifted for 99 cents. It was full of equestrian artwork, and the spine on the book was really damaged, so I decided to cut out a lot of the pictures from the book and frame them with thrifted frames. So keep that in mind when you go to the thrift store. If you need some different artwork for your house and you don't want to spend a ton of money, that's a great way to do it. The chandelier lamp was thrifted too. I got it at Goodwill and rub and buffed it gold just to make it look a little nicer. And then this print here is usually hanging in our bedroom. The frame is one I found at an antique store, but the print itself I ordered on Etsy. A lot of shops on Etsy sell prints, so that's a good place to look to if you need some artwork. This is a new to us piece that we've recently added. This big buffet came from Facebook Marketplace. Actually, most of our furniture here in the living room came from Facebook Marketplace. So that's a great place to look for furniture pieces. I wanted to find something that had a ton of storage space for our entryway, because I have started homeschooling my oldest son. He is doing kindergarten homeschool. So I wanted a piece that we could keep all of the school supplies in. And this thing fits so much of that. We've got our printer in here, paper, a whiteboard, all kinds of school supplies. It's not the most organized because we use that Monday through Friday, but I love having this here because every morning when we have school, I just come over here, get the things I need, go wherever we want to do our school for the day, and then once we're done in about an hour, I close it back up and then it's out of sight until the next day. Since this does hold school supplies, I wanted to kind of decorate a little bit of that theme. So I have binoculars, antique glasses, and this really pretty brass magnifying glass with a huge bell that I thought was perfect for school. My husband just got these beautiful antique opera glasses for our anniversary. These are from Facebook Marketplace too, actually. I love how pretty these are and the details on them. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's an engraving on the front. And it says, Mary Stone, 20th birthday, 1884. I think that's so pretty and so personal, and these really tell a story. That's what I love to decorate our home with. And then we also have some antique glasses. You'll notice most of my decorations for this season are not really fall decorations. They're more vintage and old antique items that I just kind of turn into fall decorations, if that makes sense. But I do have a bunch of pumpkins and leaves and pine cones here. That's more season specific, of course. I also love decorating in practical ways that are useful, like this little pumpkin's holding more of our school supplies up here. So it's hidden away, but it's there when we need it. This alabaster lamp I found at a flea market for $20. I couldn't believe it. It is super heavy. And then the wicker lampshade I got from Salvation Army. You can save so much money shopping at places like that for lighting and mirrors. Most of my mirrors in this house were thrifted as well. Tucked away over in this corner by our door, I have this chippy cane chair that I found at a barn sale. It's nice to have in case we need it for get-togethers. I have tea parties during the spring and usually in the fall, so it's nice to have extra chairs around the house to pull when we set up a table down under the tree in the backyard. On the hooks here, I have vintage hat and basket that were both thrifted. Those are good things to add to your list of things to look for when you're out thrifting. This basket had some really ugly fabric velcroed to the inside, but I just took that out and it looks so good. Look at the leather straps and the little brass details. I think this was $2, so I took that fabric out and added some dried flowers for fall. I am currently on the hunt for a big piece of like architectural salvaged wood to go above the door here, and when I find it, that piece will go to one of my antique booths. Moving on into the kitchen, here on the island, I have this really pretty brass bowl and I have some apples in it. I did this last year and I noticed that the boys will eat fruit more often if it's out where they can get to it. And then I found this really pretty brown and white pitcher at the same flea market where I have my booth. This is like one of my booth neighbors, so I had to have it. And I just stuck some dried hydrangeas and different things for fall in there. And then this candle I got from Antique Candle Co. last year. I'm trying to use it up so I can clean it out and either put it in my booth or find a new way to use it at my own house. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I liked the little bucket. And it's always fun to hide little seasonal touches up here in these pendant lights. I have pumpkins. They just add a unexpected fun little pop. Over top the cabinets in the kitchen, I've had these ironstone tureens since summer, but I decided to add some of the brown velvet ribbon on top for fall. Here in the kitchen, you'll see a lot of copper pieces and wood tones, not a ton of pumpkins. I did add this pumpkin up here. That was a blue and white, really pretty soup tureen, but I switched it out. The cutting board with all the pretty details on it, the tallest one, came from Amazon. I did just order that. And then I just have some antique spoons and this brown and white transfer creamer. For my curtains, I went to the barn sale that I go to every chance I get. It's about 5 or 10 minutes down the road from me. And she had a huge roll almost as tall as me, pretty full of this really pretty black and white toile fabric. It's very thick, very heavy duty, good quality stuff. I got the entire roll for $2. So my granny sewed me curtains out of it, and we had enough that she made a tea towel and even a couple pot holders. So that is where the curtains came from. And here at the sink, I traded out my teacup for this black and white rose teacup to match the curtains for fall. And I have my birthday flowers my husband got me. My birthday was just a few days before I filmed this, which explains why the house is clean and freshly decorated. That's usually how I spend my birthday. My birthday is September 3rd, so I like to get out the fall stuff and just clean and have everything ready for fall. I brought out one of our dinner plates that we use all the time as part of decoration because it is black and white, and I felt like it kind of matched and pulled everything together. So I just tucked that in behind my cake stands, and I have a cake stand out ready for fall baking. I make pumpkin crumb cake muffins every year, so hopefully this cake stand will be full of yummy fall treats soon. In this little corner, I just tied different utensils and different pieces of copper, added a little leaf, and this little brass plate. It's got really pretty etched details on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I kept it pretty simple over here this year. Another item I have on my thrifting wish list is these really pretty fancy looking brass switch plate covers or plug-in covers. I want to have these everywhere that plugs are visible, but they are expensive, so I only have a few here and there for now. Moving on over to the French doors. This piece I found at the Goodwill. I think I paid $10 for it. It is a bed rail. Everyone looked at me like I was crazy when I was packing this long piece to the checkout and out to my car, but I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. I think it looks so good here and adds to that warm wood tone that we have throughout the house. And that kind of gives you a better idea of what I'm hoping to get for the front door. See, I have little decorative pieces above the doors and windows in our house. I just think it adds a little charming detail. And then over in the corner, my granny gave me this old apron for my birthday, and I thought it would work really good here. I just tied it with my rolling pins. I feel like it goes along with the fall baking season, and I added a little pumpkin to just cozy it up. Big church pew that we had in the entry where the buffet is has moved over to our dining room table, and I love it here. It feels very cozy, like a little cafe or something. I don't know, but I really like it, and we can have a little bit of extra seating compared to as before with only the 2 chairs, so that's nice. I found this beautiful crystal chandelier on Facebook Marketplace for such a steal. I have always wanted one to go above our table, so I was so happy to have found this. If you're looking for candlesticks or taper candles or even the candle snuffers, Goodwill and Salvation Army thrift stores are great places to shop for those. They are much more affordable than they would be at your big stores. On the mantle, I've just got some amber glass bottles and different brass pieces up here. For fall, we do use the door here, the French doors, quite often. So I stuck the bottles on the mantle with the Gorilla Glue brand, like tacky, I don't even know what it's called, but I put some on the bottom of the bottles because we are in and out of these doors constantly. So you can see a little bit of it here. It's white. You just stick it on and it comes right off when you're done using it, but that keeps everything in place if you need to know that for anywhere you're decorating around your own house. I love this leaf candlestick. I think it is so pretty. So I've got it next to this little brass bell. It is an apple for fall, of course, and I have another brass leaf candlestick over here and another little bell. This planter and the leaves that are inside it both came from Goodwill, so you can always check their little seasonal section for cheap seasonal pieces to decorate your house for the holidays. I did pretty much exactly the same thing I had up last year here on this wall with the brown and white plates and this old antique piece of fabric in the middle of my mirror frame. Just don't pay attention to all the little holes in my walls. I change stuff up all the time around my house. I'm here 95% of the time. So one day I'll patch the holes, but they don't bother me much for now because I know I'm going to be moving things again. This beautiful ornate frame came from a barn sale during the 127 yard sales. He sold it to me for $2, and the print that is inside it I actually got at another yard sale during 127, so they go together so good. I've had these little shelves here since my first baby was a baby. It's so much fun changing out the books seasonally, especially while we're homeschooling. It's nice to just have a place that the boys can run up and pick what book they want to read for the day. And I have other books back and behind. I like to keep the prettiest books in the front when I can. I mean, it does not stay like this, but we're missing one of the books because they're looking at it right now. If you want to grow your book collection, thrift stores are the place to do it. You can find so many unique books at Goodwill and Salvation Army. They used to be $1. Our Goodwill has gone up, and I think Salvation Army has too. They're $2 now almost, but that's still pretty good compared to what a new book would cost. I picked this portrait up for my birthday. We went to an antique store I'd never been to before, and as soon as I saw him, I knew he would look so good for fall and Christmas decorating, so I brought him home. And then I just added a few little things here and there inside the secretary to make it, fall. every single thing you see on the living room mantle was thrifted from a yard sale or flea market. I mean, everything. I love these metal leaves. They are actually supposed to be hung on a wall. You can see the little place in the back there, but I thought they looked really pretty in this champagne bucket. If you pay close enough attention to the reflection in the mirror, you'll see the little stickers that are proof that I find these things at the thrift stores. And sometimes your mouth just drops open when you see things in Salvation Army, like these Jane Austen books. They are falling apart, but I didn't care. I paid $2 a piece for these, and they were worth every bit. I could not believe it. And then also the Charles Spurgeon book. So many antique books are just waiting to be found at Salvation Army and Goodwill. Here's a little bit of a better close-up view of the fabric that I found and we made the curtains out of. It's so pretty. I think I'm gonna leave these up during Christmas too. I just added a couple vintage dog figurines in the secretary here, and on top I just put a collection of baskets with leaves and some more thrifted brown and white wall plates. And of course, more little nail holes that will probably get added too because I'm always moving things around. And to end our fall home tour, I will take you out on the back porch. I haven't even started the front porch yet. Even though I've decorated for fall, it still feels like summer. This day we had our slip and slide up in the yard, as you can see. I've got some more amber glass bottles and a pretty frame and some eucalyptus on the mantle. The bottom part of this hutch stores quilts and a couple toys for the boys. I love keeping quilts out here because we lay them out in the yard when we are outside and have picnics and stuff, so they're always out here. The top part of the hutch I always try to decorate with some of my vintage collection. This year I tried to use some of my equestrian things that I've gathered over the years. And I really only used a couple of pumpkins. So I guess maybe my front porch will be where the pumpkins end up. I don't know why, but this year I just didn't really go crazy with the pumpkins. But there are a few here and there. As we close this home tour, I hope more than anything you feel super inspired and creative and ready to go yard sale while you still can before it gets too cold. Find things that are well loved and bring them back to life in your own home, creating a cozy space for you and your family to enjoy in these upcoming holiday months. So I am so excited for fall and Christmas. I hope to do a Christmas home tour, Lord willing. We'll see. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.